What's up, Taurus? All right, so we're gonna be jumping straight into you guys reading. All right, now there's a lot of heart chakra energy going on with you guys right now. That's like this heart tugging, heart pulling, and in a way, it is more so on the painful end. So if you are experiencing this, then we're going to be getting into, what you can do, what the blockages are, what you're, needing to have healed. Or this could be insight into how another person may be feeling, okay? So there's a lot of heart chakra energy going on with you guys. So I'm going to pull 3 of these oracle cards, then I'm going to move to the traditional tarot to see what this heartstring energy is. I'm definitely picking up something through separation. This is like either you're separate and isolated from like what you may feel like the world, okay? You can be out there in the world, you can be in people's face, but somewhere you feel like a disconnect, like there's a screen glass in front of you and you can't quite like connect or make yourself part of the environment, okay? And then the other separation may be this is 2 people who were together and now you guys are separate, okay? So 2 type of things going on here. We got more of a like a maybe anxious or depressed energy where someone's going through something isolated by themselves, their own internal issue, and then this is like something where there's maybe relationship, romance, or relationships, people in general. All right, so here we go right here. Blame. Yikes. So we're starting it off with blame. Now, blame is talking about taking responsibility, all right? When you can take responsibility, then you can help fix a problem. But if you don't acknowledge that you're not taking responsibility or acknowledging that you have not done all that you can do, then, it's kind of hard to make progress, right? So there may be someone who is not acknowledging what they've done. They may want to blame you for it, and that's the reason why y'all can't make any progress. It seems as though I'm seeing a conversation. Every time we have a conversation, it's like it seems as though they're going to take responsibility. Then there's that but ... And then it leads over into why maybe you did something wrong and why you were maybe the reason why I did this, and it was because of you, because then I did that. And it's like a tennis match going back and forth. So I just heard on the verge. So someone's right on the verge of taking responsibility, but they just can't quite get over the edge, okay? So this could be you. It's time to take responsibility for your dreams, for what it is that you're supposed to be doing with your life. It's your life purpose. Drown out the noise, people's strong opinions that they try to lay on the facts as law and all that kind of stuff. Like just you really knowing who you are and going forward anyway, taking responsibility. Or this is you dealing with someone who the reason why, the big blockage that's really preventing y'all from reconciling is the blame game, all right? I accept responsibility for my well-being. What else we got? Empathy. Now this is where we're getting a little bit like we're walking the line, okay? It's a fine line in the sand, right? Because I'm feeling like for either you or another party involved, there's a fine line between I see how you feel and I accept the fact that now it's my fault, okay? If that makes sense. Be careful of that, because a lot of you guys who watch these kind of videos, you're empaths anyway. You're more so spiritual beings, intuitive beings, right? Light worker beings. So you have the power to see things from another person's perspective, even if they try to blame and put it on you. So you may fall victim to certain things, victim in a way, right? Blame, victim to a certain degree because you understand. So you may trip up and say something like, okay, well, I get what you're saying, but you get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Okay, so if you understand what I'm saying, then I mean it's all your fault then, Taurus. You see what I'm saying? So that I'm saying it's like a fine line between understanding as an empath both sides to a situation, but also taking on responsibility for something clearly that's, not yours or not your fault. Sure, I see it from both sides, but that doesn't mean, now I have to take the blame for everything. You see, I hope that's making sense. It says, I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. This is also what I'm getting for the other party. This is another blockage, right? Not having the ability to see things from both sides, okay? Only wanting to blame you, but not then putting themselves in your shoes to understand why maybe you react the way you react or say the things that you say, okay? Behave the way that you behave, okay? So we got these two things happening, and then let's see what else. Success. Wow. So it seems as though whatever is going on in any type of relationships, the keys to making these things work is to, number one, accept responsibility for your part. Two, understand it from the other person's part. But then here's the catch. The other person has to do the same thing. And if both parties can do the same thing and come to a mutual understanding, then boom, looks like we can have success. Now listen to what success says. It says, I know that there is no greater goal than to love. So if you're calling someone's love for you into question, ask yourself, are they constantly blaming me? Or, you know, do they have the empathy to see? For some of you guys, this is you, like your confirmation that you did the right thing. Because you may see it like, okay, well, yeah, I had the ability to look at both sides, but that person didn't. So just because you and this person may not be able to get it together, because one person may blame, the other person may accept responsibility for stuff that's not even theirs, doesn't mean that you won't get to love or get to, you know, success in relationships. These are one of those things that you have to learn. All right? Once you learn it, you move on. Let us see what we get here, okay? Because again, this heart space energy, it's like someone's reaching out to you, but they don't want to accept responsibility. It's like if I reach out to you, I'm going to have to kind of accept some things or take responsibility for some things that, you know, I'm just not adult enough to do. I was going to say grown up enough to do. But let's see what's at the center of the reading. The Five of Wands. All right, so there's drama, it's conflict, it's argument, it's the blame game, okay? Also, what I'm getting is there are other people in someone's ear who are bringing the noise, who are bringing the drama, fueling this person or fueling separation. Also, for those of you all who are feeling like that screen glass, this is like feeling conflicted, like with the world, or keep consistently running into people with conflicting views, or finding yourself in debates, you know, trying to present your side. You're empathic, so you're hearing everybody's side, and it seems as though if you disagree, then people want to pounce or be, you know, extra forceful at this time, all right? Because again, you being empathic means you understand a lot of different perspectives. And I'm just seeing somebody in a room, and there's other people in the room, and they're challenging you for your stuff, and you know, trying to take up say for your stuff, but it just gets like the heart chakra energy. Again, it's fast-paced energy. It's making my heart beat. It's making my heart race. It's like I gotta get my point across. I gotta say what I gotta say. You know, I have to make my voice or my point known too, okay? And it's like the more that you clash with these people, the more that screen glass seems to pop up, and it makes you feel more and more separate, okay? Let's see what we have that's crossing it. The past. I just heard it doesn't line up with the past. Or you want to put it in the past or leave it in the past, or all of the fighting and the arguing, you want that to be a part of the past, okay? Or this is going back to a time in the past when things were more peaceful, when things were more logical and made more sense, as I'm getting to, where you were able to process your emotions, but now you're going through a time where it's kind of like, what is happening? And I'm feeling that shift for you as well, when you're not, like, you'll never be the same type energy, like you're going forward. You're growing, you're maturing. So to go back to like your child ways, that's not going to happen. And you may even try to get dragged into childlike ways, but these are all tests to see how far you've come, to see how much you've grown, okay? Also, if you run into people from the past, they may try to blame you for something. I want to tap more into this, okay? Because there's conflict with the blame that wants to jump out. Conflict with you leaving dramatic situations in the past, but someone else still not ready to let it go, okay? Let's see what we get here. Doubt. Wow. So some of you guys, and this is speaking about answers. Some of you guys may want some answers, or maybe there's something from the past that was dramatic that maybe blew up. You know, you didn't get to say what you want to say. There wasn't really the closure that you needed. You didn't get all the answers. But this is saying that that's creating a cloud of doubt around you, okay, about the future too. And this says, I release the need to know all the answers, okay? For some of you all, you may want to know stuff so bad, or you may be really like heart chakra. I'm feeling the heart chakra energy again. Like it gets your blood boiling for maybe things that you think about in the past, or maybe the way you were unfairly blamed for things in the past, or the way that you were left on the edge, hanging, wondering about things from the past. But it's just like, if you want to let it go and move forward, you can. Don't doubt that, okay? And don't worry about how. Just do it, like Nike said. So let's see what we got at the deep root of this thing. The King of Cups. So this is probably the person in question, all right? The person from the past. King energy. I've been seeing a lot of King energy come up for a lot of signs when it comes to like love readings. Meaning this, and I don't want to make you mad, hurt your feelings. Everybody's not the worst person in the world. Ooh, look at this. The Lovers wants to jump over from this deck. So it's confirming this love here. I wanted to clarify the King of Cups. So maybe the King of Cups is having some doubt. And sometimes, again, like I was saying, when I see the Kings come up, this is like more so a chance of reconciliation type energy, because we're not talking about knights or pages, unless you feel like knight or page. And just because they come up as a king doesn't mean you're meant to be with them forever. Lessons, blessings, seasons, and reasons. Remember, the world. Lessons, blessings, reasons, and seasons, as the world card demonstrates. So if you've been having doubt about, you know, can I move forward? Or if you've been having doubt about why things may haven't worked out, you know, then this is just letting you know that you completed your cycle with this person. Okay, but it doesn't mean that the feelings, the emotions, the drama is not still there. Because again, a lot of this heart chakra energy could be coming from this person. Okay, again, someone may be reaching out. I want to clarify this with these oracle cards. So we got the King of Cups. You know, we wrapped up this cycle with this person. I'm not seeing this. You know, for some of you all, this could be somebody that you recently met. It doesn't necessarily have to be somebody who was, you know, it doesn't have to be a long thing. What else do we get? Guilt. Woo. Yeah. So the blame game before, guilty feelings after. Okay. So this is the other person too. Someone's still feeling conflicted because maybe they now do have that empathic energy and they see things from your side now. Okay. And because maybe they're reaching out and they can't get to you, or maybe, you know, something within them that's like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to reach out. It still creates a cloud of guilt. Okay, so now we have, I release any beliefs that no longer assist my soul's growth. Now, this can also work vice versa, where you may be feeling or harboring guilt because of something that didn't work out, okay, because of something that maybe you blamed them for, and you weren't able to, you know, see both sides of the coin, all right? But there's still some confliction in the emotional realm, heart chakra energy, that looks like it's being, like, you know, held up or not spinning or not shining because of doubt and guilt, okay? But it all stems from blame, all right? So someone's feeling doubtful, someone's feeling guilty, but can we accept responsibility? Your side or their side? Let's see what happened in the recent past. The 9 of Swords. So someone really went into like their own mind jail and just gave it to themselves. See, it stems from guilt. So you know what happens when you feel guilty. You play the scenarios over and over in your mind. You try to change it in the past, and you flip back up to present reality and realize, oh no, I wasn't in a time machine. I can't change reality. Dang it. Right? And it's landing right here on top of this blame. So this is going through the cycle and the pattern again of, well, let me go back into my mind and let me put it all on them and let me blame the other person and let me make it all their fault. But then when there's nobody there to argue with, now I have to turn it back on to myself. Well, what did I do? What could I have done differently? And then come the tears, then comes the guilt, then comes the, I should have did this, I should have did that. Then comes the empathy, right? It goes in stages. So a person has to go through all of these parts of the stage first in order to get to that empathic feeling or that empathic knowledge of seeing things on both sides where you already were, right? But that all leads to success. Whether it's your success because you made it through this season, this person, you learned your lesson and you moved on, or because this person then goes full circle. They learn their lesson. They move on, Or again, they get to that point of empathy where they now see it from your side. But somebody really has been in their own mind about these things, boggling their own mind. Let's see what's going on in your mind or in their mind. Headspace energy, crowning. Ooh, the Tower. And it all came crashing down to the ground. It all came crashing down. But I feel like it's in the mental space. I don't physically see, the house came burning down. It's more so in the mental space. Okay? When you constantly blame other people and you can't take responsibility, sometimes things will blow up in your face because, again, reasons, seasons, lessons, blessings, people come in. Maybe you were used in this person's life to help them to see something. Maybe they're like the kingsmanship was built on a faulty foundation. And because you came into this person's life as an empath, sometimes your job is to shake things up, to get people to change, to get people to see the light, to get people to awaken things inside of themselves. As an empath, I'm sorry, sometimes you get used. But guess what? You signed up for that before you got to this planet. So don't feel used. Feel great. You did your job, okay? And it all manifests and comes back to you. Success, right? So you did your job, and you helped to bring a person to realization. Or you did your job and you went through the cycle and you came to the realization. But whatever's going on either in your head or in the other person's head, it's flaming, okay? It's a tower moment for someone. So the separation or the screen glass energy or whatever fight, argument, doubt, guilt, and I just, I'm getting like this, unexpected. This tower was unexpected. The person didn't expect to feel like this after the fact, okay? Because it may have been the tower before, but then the tower, that fire subsides, I guess. That smoke goes away, but then there's all that debris. Now it's the cleanup phase, right? So it's another one. So now we got to clean up. So, yeah. So for those who are in a rush to rush back into something, understand the person may be in a cleanup phase. Imagine you had a person whose house caught on fire. You ready to go over there and have Sunday dinner the next day? No, the house is charred. But the kitchen still functional. No. You feel what I'm saying? I'm going to wait till you clean that up. I'm going to wait till you get that charred scent out of the house. You feel what I'm saying? No offense, but you got to clean this little tower up, this fallen tower up. Let's see what's coming in the near future. The Three of Swords. See, I can't come in there because it was just on fire. Okay? And I can't come in there because I don't really know if I feel too safe. You know what I mean? It just caught on fire. Again. But look at there. Look at that heart. I know you can't see it, but it's on fire. Okay, so it's a little candle in there with a flame. Okay, and then look at all the fire here from the tower. So again, somebody may see things from your side, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to come all excited, ready with open arms to deal with this energy again. Because again, we're in the debris stage. So Three of Swords is that heartbreak energy. It's that frustration energy. I see it from your side now. If you get that, some people may not get that, and that's the flip side of this heartbreak. Whereas you may think, oh, this person went through a tower moment, they feel guilty, oh, they had their time of separation, oh, that's so wonderful, but then they come back and remember That pattern, they doing the same thing. Come back in. Now it's on you. Now it's your fault. Blame it. Because remember, people don't. They gotta break the pattern that they go through continuously, right? So if they don't break that, they're gonna come back into your life, and it's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be, yay, great, wonderful, we're together. Let's go, happy roses. Then what? Then they do this. Then you do that. Then they do this. Then it's back, and then it comes back full circle the exact same way that it did what? Last time. And the time before that, and the time before that. Okay? The cycle has not broken with this person. They may be learning, but the cycle, well, not, let's say the cycle isn't broken, the cycle is over. You're moving on. If a person is caught in a hamster wheel, and you see them caught in the hamster wheel, and you jumped on the hamster wheel and y'all was just running on the hamster wheel together, but then you jumped off and you realized, listen, we ain't going nowhere. You got the freedom to walk, right? But if the person don't realize that they're on a hamster wheel and you can't convince them, they can't see it empath from both sides that they're on a hamster wheel, then you got to go, okay? But what happens? Boom, tower moment. One day, I'm on a hamster wheel. Boom. Right? And so like now, okay, empathic energy, I see what Taurus was talking about the whole time. Right? But blame game. Taurus, you should have made it more apparent. You should have said it louder. You should have pulled me off. And here I'm like, I thought you. So if you having any doubt that you should just keep moving forward, then here's your confirmation. Keep moving forward. Okay, I see two things. Success or heartbreak. All right. You can have one and the other person can have the other, but you can only choose one. What would you choose? Right? You got off the hamster wheel first, and you had a choice of your future first. Taurus, what are you going to choose? Because whatever you don't choose, the other person can choose, and you're left with whatever's on the board. Here we go. And of course you choose success. Right? So by the time the other person get off the hamster wheel, right, they run up to the board. The only thing left to choose is the heartbreak because you've left it in the past. All right? Took you too long to get off that hamster wheel. So this was the only option for you that was left. You ever seen games like that, reality TV shows? Where it's like, well, if you get to the board first, you got the power to choose. Let's see what you got in your fears. The 10 of Cups, that whole family atmosphere. Will I get married? Will I have a children? Will I have the white picket fence and the dog? For some of you guys, you've been through divorce. You already have kids, but maybe you want that male figure in the home, okay? And this person was that person, okay? And they're gone, all right? Wondering, will this family structure ever be put back together? All right, or will it ever, like, will you ever have that solid foundation with someone? Okay, let's talk about it. I'm going to talk about it. Why is this here? Why is it showing up in the fear position? What should be done? Acceptance. Wow. And I'm just feeling like this is go with the flow energy. Okay, you can't force anything. When you accept things and you just let them flow, then they figure themselves out. I know that's pretty cliche, but a lot of times it be real. So it says, I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. For some of you all, if this is a split or home being separated, the tower is the house, the family structure, the divorce, or some type of separation like that, then it's just telling you to accept. Roll with the punches. I know that's easier said than done. You probably want to roll some punches in my face right now to even stand there. But that's the way I heard it, okay? Roll with it. Roll with it, okay? Let's see what you look like at this time. The Strength card, that silent confidence. Some of y'all got a silent confidence that's literally, it's confusing people, okay? Some of y'all may have been through it or may be going through it. Could be in the midst of a storm, but you don't look like it. You look like you can handle it, like you've been handling it, like you have no choice but to handle it and hold it down, especially if there's some type of split in a relationship. Other people may have been looking for you to lose your mind. Other people may be looking for you to wow out or to, you know, like this 5 of Swords, the 5 of Wands energy. conflicted, you know, things being dramatic and over the top. But it's just like you in this calm space. Like you got this, it's like it's something in your back pocket. Like you got the leverage or the advantage and only you know why. You got the leverage and the advantage and only you know why. Let's talk about why. Because stuff like this, because God, because of your spirituality, because you're an empath, because you're a magician, because you're an alchemist, because you know how to manipulate energy, not manipulate in a bad way, but you know how to transmute energy. Okay? And you know that you can make all of this work some way, somehow. It's going to be all for your good. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that's all you need to know. Like, I'm going to roll with it. I'm going to let you do this. I'm going to let you do that. But God going to avenge me. Is that the word? Vengeance is mine, thus said the Lord. Something like that. Yeah. Roll with it. Roll with it. God got you. You know what I mean? That kind of energy. Like, all right. Keep playing with me. Keep touching one of God's children if you want to, you know? Let's see what we get here in your hopes. The Knight of Swords. Oh. I just heard hit them where it hurts. Now, we ain't trying to hurt nobody, because sometimes silence is what makes it hurt. You know, separation is what makes it hurt. Letting you go back and forth with yourself instead of giving you the fight that you're looking for. Sometimes that hurts. You know, other people. See, what may hurt you may not be a hurt to someone else, right? And what you may look at as a hurt, some people may look like, girl, bye. Boy, please. You know what I'm saying? So when you hit them where it hurts with the silence, you wasn't trying to make them hurt. You just hit them in a spot that you didn't know they can get hurt. Oops, my bad. But now that you know you hit them where it hurts, it's kind of like if you choose to keep hurting me, you choose to keep separate from me, you choose to put yourself over me, over my feelings, over what I need, you know? If you choose to keep doing that, and I feel bad, and I go back and forth in my head, and I'm having tower moments, then guess what? That's all your fault. Okay? Again, patterns, circles. I'm saying that hamster on the wheel, that rat on the wheel, mouse on the wheel, whatever. Okay? So some of y'all are, and not even hoping to create this scenario where someone will feel heartbroken. But again, for you to do your job as an empath, and sometimes to shake people up, to wake people up, you have to hit them in a spot that's going to cause them to think differently, think critically, and think themselves out of blame and think themselves into self-responsibility. That's your job as an empath. It's a dirty job. It's a dirty job, but we got to do it. Let's see what's the outcome of all of this. The Hermit. The silence again. The silence. I was getting for Cancer, let them sizzle. Okay? You ever seen something cooking on the stove where it's sizzling? It's like, let it sit. The longer you let it sit like that, you know, not too long, don't let it get burnt, but you let it sizzle and it's cooking. Right? It's cooking. You gotta let it sizzle in order for it to be cooked. Otherwise, it ain't healthy. You eat it raw like that if you want to and get sick. But the Hermit mode is saying, let it sizzle. Sometimes we be so eager to rush back in and collect people's feelings up and collect people and put them back together after the tower has torn it apart. We be so ready. But I just heard too, let it burn. Let it sizzle, let it burn. This is Hermit mode. We quiet. Especially it's connected to the success. Whatever projects you're working on, you working. You making moves, but you're not making announcements right now. Success gonna speak for you later on. The vengeance part is gonna speak for you later on because God gonna do it for you, right? But again, this Hermit mode, this quiet mode, this separation mode is bringing on the lessons that need to be learned. Okay, you'll be of disservice to interrupt what's going on by constantly want to rush in and be empathic and help pick up the feelings and pieces and just go ahead and take the blame for stuff that's not yours so the other person doesn't have to feel this. But they're going to have to feel this. Okay? And what is this? It's the pain of losing you. And remember, it's for the growth. All right? So a lot of times people have to feel these things in order to grow. All right? let's see. I'm going to pull one more of these cards to wrap it up. Balance. There's a balance. When you put that meat on the stove, you letting it sizzle in the pan. There's a balance. Can't stay on there too long because you'll burn up. But if I don't leave you on there long enough, you ain't going to be healthy enough for me to eat, right? So there's a balance to this thing. There's a balance between me taking on someone else's pain or someone else's responsibility, and then me just, you know, pushing my responsibility because I know I did right. And, you know, even though I can see it from your side, doesn't mean that it's all my fault. Okay? Balance. All right, but this says, I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. When those scales balance out, the scales are not saying, oh, I don't like you, you're an ugly scale, you're an ugly scale. No, the scales are quiet, and they just balancing out according to what's on them. Okay, they're not forcing, and they're not, no, it's naturally what it is. Okay, if this was not balanced, then that's what we're looking for. We're looking for balance, okay? So if you can't create balance here, at least create balance in yourself somewhere else. Would you rather be imbalanced with somebody or all balanced by yourself? All right, so that's what I get for you. Thank you guys so much for all your likes, your subscribes, your shares. I appreciate you all so much. And if you guys need a personal reading, go ahead and look in the description box to see how you should list and format your questions. Then email me, waterstarvibes@gmail.com, okay? Now, if you guys are not one of my subscribers, I would love to have you as one. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And you guys can also follow me on Instagram at waterstarvibes, okay? So thank you guys so much once again, and I'll see you all in your next video.